Brandon Zachary with Comic Book Resources, and I'm here with the stars of SpongeBob.
Yeah! Great to see you again, Mr. Zachary.
Good to see you in person and not just in a tiny screen.
Yes. But you're fun, man. This is going to be a fun interview, man.
Yeah. And now I just turn into the most monotonous, boring.
Yes.
So anyway, we spoke a little bit about this last time, and but especially seeing Comic-Con and seeing the response of like all the people here wearing SpongeBob stuff, freaking out about the SpongeBob panel, and looking back, like what has it been like to kind of reflect on and be in this room, in this building, in this convention with millions of people losing it when you guys just show up and get the stuff. And with these voices you've been doing for 20 years.
I think that's the most amazing part. Oh, do we only have one mic?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. I'll field this one. Anyway, sorry. Can you just pan over to just make it a two shot. Anyway, no. Here, Bill. I'll let you speak. But yeah, to me the longevity is the crazy part of it. You know, that's you buried the lead. But Bill.
It's nothing prepares you for this. Mm-hmm. I mean, you'd be an idiot if you expected it. So it's really extraordinary, and it's endlessly gratifying to me to see now this generation that grew up with it.
Yeah, I remember being excited when we saw someone wearing a SpongeBob T-shirt and
right,
going, they're wearing a SpongeBob T-shirt on the show.
They made a backpack with SpongeBob on it. Can you believe they did that?
Who would have thought that?
It.
Boy. Yeah. But now, you cut to now, and I've heard the phrase, thank you for my childhood, 1,000 times. And it's such a beautiful thing to hear because it always comes from such a lovely place of real appreciation of this kooky little job that we've done in all this time.
Yeah. It's an iconic show, and to be part of that it's thrilling, you know.
Yeah, it's No, I don't want to hold it. I just want.
You want me to hold it?
No, I mean it would be one thing if we were like. I'm freaking loud anyway. Like this thing can pick me up, but they. I can't remember what I was going to say, but
I told you no, going to be good.
I said it's one thing if it's like this was kind of a new show that's currently big. People are.
Don't let me do this because I can't do it right. It's the picture.
People are. If it was a current show that people are binge watching on Netflix, it's like, wow, our show's pretty big, but probably nobody will remember it in a couple of years. But right now, people are, it's like the Tiger King of cartoons, or whatever. But the longevity is what blows our mind, and the depth of feeling that people have in the multi-generational, a kid that was watching in 1999 with his parents and maybe his grandparents now has kids now, yet miraculously we have remained 30 years old. That's pretty crazy. And the character, the beauty of animation, right? Like, I mean, as long as you can sound like the character, you're okay.
Right. You can kind of relax about all this stuff.
I think also the fact that we love the show. It's one thing to be an actor on a show that's successful, but maybe you don't like it as much, or you feel like it's a job.
Hey, it's not made for me. I like being in it, but it's not made for me.
None of us feel that way.
I'm going to do the world a favor and do this another episode.
I'll do it for the money. No, we love this show. We love doing this show. We love these characters. I've sometimes will watch it when my kids are watching it, and our kids are older now, and once in a while they seem to turn it on if they're not feeling well. It's like
comfort food.
It's like a comfort food thing, and then I'll sometimes sit with them and go, God, it's really funny. It's great.
Yeah, you're like, oh, whoever's voicing Karen the computer is awesome.
Go back.
Oh, wait, that's me.
You guys hear what I hear from a lot of that generation.
And that's Connor.
What I hear from that generation.
Tall and weighs.
Is they'll say, when I check into a hotel, I'll turn on Nickelodeon and watch some SpongeBob, which is kind of an interesting thing. That, like you say, it's comfort food.
And it's familiar. If you're in an unfamiliar place and you turn on SpongeBob,
But it's weird? In the animation universe, Patrick is checking into a hotel and watching Coach.
and on top of just that legacy, and also I'm just going to say thank you for my childhood. I want to add on to that pile.
Yeah, you know, the only thing that ticks me off is when somebody says that, and I know they're older than me. Yeah, thank you for my childhood. I'm like, get out of here. You know?
But on top of the longevity, the show is expanding so much in recent years. We've had the Camp Coral, which I got to speak to you to earlier. We've got the Patrick Star Show, and now we also have the Title Zone.
Yeah.
We've got the big crossover that just got announced.
Right.
Seeing all of this come together, seeing the series it's always been big, it's always been expansive, but to see it go this much bigger, what excites you the most about seeing kind of the future of SpongeBob?
Well, the universe is always expanding, Herr Zachary. This we know. Yeah, it is incredible. I mean, that there's still enough interest in SpongeBob as an IP and as a property that, and there's new places for it to go. Like, I think SpongeBob, I always look at it as being akin to whatever, like really fictional characters that have legs, whether it's, you know, 007 or you know, maybe Dracula, you know what I mean? It's like you can do comedies about Dracula, you can do, you know, anything. And SpongeBob kind of stands up to different treatments because the characters are just who they are. The characters are consistent in every one of those iterations of the universe. You know, SpongeBob SquarePants, you know, the mothership show as we call it, and then Camp Coral where they're a little younger and they're in summer camp, and then the Patrick Show, which is basically like a vaudeville sketch show, you know, with Patrick and his sister Squidina as the hosts of it, and all those approaches work because they are just them in all those universes, you know. They can travel around. It's like Bill and Ted, you know, whatever universe they're in, they're Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
And that's a successful marriage. Oh, all right.
Couldn't have said it better, honey.
Now, possibly you did mention that you guys get a lot. Karen and Patrick did not have a lot of reason to interact
Right,
in the mother show. But now the two of you really are getting a lot of time to play together.
Which is so exciting. Yeah, because I've always admired Jill's skill and what she does to make that computer wife such a hilarious component in that weird relationship, and it just somehow works and is really funny. Yeah. So getting to work with Jill and see her create this little squid who's amazing, and Squidina just pops. She jumps off the screen for me, and it's really fun to work with her.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, the sibling relationship between Squidina and Patrick, it's kind of like Charlie Brown and Sally, you know what I mean? Not that Patrick is anything like Charlie Brown, but Sally is kind of the eager beaver sister. You can do it, big brother. You know, I have faith in you. And Squidina is kind of like that. She's the producer of the Patrick Show. You know, she's got her clipboard and her headset, and she's always like, you know, places everybody, like Scooter on the Muppets, right? And
I also feel like she's, you know, Karen is almost like the mother of Plankton, even though they're a couple, because she kind of bosses him around and she, you know, has to steer him straight. And Squidina is kind of the mother of Patrick, even though she's the sister. She's the one who's like, Patrick, we can't do this. Patrick, we've got to be ready. She's like in charge. And so that is the one similarity, even though those characters are very different.
But you're right. I mean, both the characters.
Both have children.
Both Jill's characters keep their mercurial charge on the rails, right? Like Karen keeps Plankton grounded. I want to take over the world. You know, first you have to take out the trash, right?
Yeah.
And
Jill is famous as a grounding influence.
She is.
Exactly.
She's a grounding influence. I'm grounded right now. I'm not allowed to leave the hotel room by orders of Jill.
So one of the other things that you mentioned a little bit earlier, that generations have grown up watching this show. Parents watch the show and love it. You watch the show and love it. And I think like you'll see on the internet, people will have moments of, I love SpongeBob, I'm rewatching it. SpongeBob's got a kill count. And it's like figuring that in.
Right. What's up with Mrs. Puff?
Right.
Yeah, she's psychotic.
Yeah.
What do you think is the trick to, like, how does a show like SpongeBob, how does this universe really balance that? Even just from a performance standpoint?
I believe that is a question that has been asked by many studios. And there is no formula. It comes from genuine inspiration, and then so many things from concept origination to actual performance and execution, so many things have to go right. The casting has to go right. Nickelodeon was incredible in how they just let Steven develop the show in a way that made sense to him. And that alone is
He fought for that too.
yeah, and you can't take that for granted. So that's great. Everything has to go right.
Yeah.
And maybe you get lucky and have something
Yeah,
like
and you
this.
have Mark and Vince who are.
Yes, Mark Ceccarelli and Vince Waller, the producers, and they've been with the show almost since the beginning, and now
Yeah.
they're running all 3 shows. I don't know how they're
I don't
still
know.
alive.
They don't
to even
sleep.
comment
I
on
don't
it.
think. I think they're robots.
I see them. I say, "You need anything?"
Yeah. They work so hard, and they're so talented, and they know the show so well. So I think that's really important to have people steering the show that really are invested in it and know it and care about the characters.
Yeah, and also I think because of the nature of like what SpongeBob is, like it's really the only mandate is to be funny. You know what I mean? Like, just do, physically funny, verbally funny, stupid. It's just like it's just be funny. So we're not bound by. The writing isn't bound by like Marvel type myth making. Like, wait a minute, is that canon? Does Sandy really? Is she really from Galveston? Is that canon? Is that canon? It's like people. It's just you can kind of just put something in there because it's funny and for no other reason.
Yeah.
And so a lot of stuff just gets thrown in there because people laughed at it in a writer's room. Our now multi-generational writer's room, which has, the old dogs like Mark and Vince in there, and Mr. Lawrence, of course, who's a writer and a storyboard guy, and these new, newbies, these 30-year-old guys, maybe even a little younger, that grew up, eating cereal in front of the TV watching SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of, last question, got to slip it in, because something I do find fascinating is you two have not gotten to grow up with, see the show grow, not just as collaborators on it, but as spouses, as parts of each other's life. What has that been like to see this grow with your children? You've gone to watch SpongeBob can drink now, basically.
Yeah.
I know. But our daughter just turned 19. We were at one of these Comic-Con parties with her yesterday going, this is weird. You know what I mean? It's like, wow. But and Bill has kids too that were really young when SpongeBob started, and they're here. In fact, Jill was saying last night, we should get a picture of the 3 daughters, our 1 and your 2, together. And then our son is 25. He couldn't come this year. He's been coming to Comic-Con since he was a zygote,
The SpongeBob babies, because the crew's been together for so long, like our kids like each other. I mean, it's really sweet. It really is like a family.
It is pretty weird. It's kind of like a company town, It's like, I grew up in Detroit. Everybody worked at Ford, and we all hung out, and like everybody. Jill and I are obviously a part of each other's lives. We were married before SpongeBob. Right?
Yeah, we worked on a few shows. We've worked on a few shows together, but the thing that makes this different is during the pandemic, we're both working from home. So Tom is directing SpongeBob now. He voice directs, and he's upstairs in his office, and I'm in my office downstairs. We fashioned these studios. Bill knows. We've like pillows, whatever we can do to make it quiet.
Fashioned is one way to put it.
Yeah.
We threw a bunch of junk on the walls, and just to muffle the sound is what happened.
Exactly. Where are all my towels? But it's interesting to be working from home. And during the pandemic, like I said yesterday, our daughter was doing Zoom school across the hall, and we're both yelling. And and you wonder like what these teachers are thinking. What is going on? I'm going to have to do a home check. I'm calling the Board of Education.
We're all doing our. Hey, I know. She's trying to learn useful things. She's like taking government class, and then like it's from across the hall. And kids are going like, whose kid's house is that coming from?
Mom, Dad, keep it down.
Yeah,
I'm in
she's
school.
like, stop! I'm trying to learn geometry. Keep your stupid cartoons quiet. But it was intense, man. But yeah, that is it's a crazy experience, and I think it's one that a lot of actors don't get to be on a property that lasts this long, and it's a part of your life, your kid's life, your family's life, and what a gift Steve Hillenburg gave us, on so many levels. Like I mean, I think of it every day. Like there's always something that happens that goes, wow, I wouldn't know how to do that if it wasn't for Steve, or I wouldn't have tried to do that if it wasn't for Steve, or I wouldn't. I'd be living in a cardboard box under a bridge if it wasn't for Steve.
With Jill by your side.
Yes, exactly.
Well, Jill, but it would be, it would be kind of a nice cardboard box.
Yeah.
Like a nice U-Haul one, Yeah.
the good material. The
Yeah.
Corrugated.
That is also all the time we have. Thank you all so much for taking the time to speak with me today. Have a good rest of all of these, and I cannot wait to talk to you all again. This
Thank you,
was
Senor Z.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
fantastic.
All right.
I have no idea how to end an interview.
All right, here,
That's my
Bill.
closeout line.
I'm not so sure about the beginning or the middle either.
Oh, now I have to go
Patrick
through.
can end it. You can end it as Patrick.
It's been awesome.